People ask for a little bit of weekend content. We want to deliver. I won't take up too much of your time, but what I am going to do is build lineups for today's pretty nice, pretty large MLB DFS slate on DraftKings and FanDuel. I'm going to use Goldie's projections, and I'm going to use SaberSim. And don't forget, before I go forward, like and subscribe. And if you think it's pretty cool how we run these play-by-play simulations and the contest simulations, remember that there's trials available at TrueDFS.com, and the price is right. You know, you could get Goldie's projections, Sheets' projections, SaberSim, the Pater model that we've been using. We've been using them for betting too. You get all of that for not much more than you would pay just on its own. It's like you can get the core package for like $20 more, and you get all that other stuff. I didn't even mention the premium Discord. So there's a lot. So like and subscribe. Check out TrueDFS.com. The website is a work in progress. So if you don't find everything quickly, we apologize, but you will soon, because we are going to be hopefully getting everything organized a little bit better. So yeah, with that, let's start by building some lineups. I just quickly want to switch to Goldie's projections. You know, one of the nice things about these, Bobby Fi always says, is it's not just that we think our projections are pretty sharp, but they also will differentiate you from other SaberSim users. And there's so many people using SaberSim now that it's good to just get a little different probably and let the builder do something different. The other thing I'm going to do is take away these stacks I'm not going to play. I mean, this is a very large slate. I really don't see myself getting to the 4-mans, definitely not the 3-mans. I'm like kind of okay with 4-4s, but probably going to X that out. I can't say I love 5-0s, but let's not give it too many constraints. And yeah, let's there's some debate over salary and how much we should leave on the table. I'm going to kind of I tend to set it to 0, but you know, some people saying otherwise. We talked about this with me and Sheets talked about this in our last show. And I'm just going to split the difference and keep it at the SaberSim default. I mean, I do think those guys know what they're doing. So there is something to be said for just leaving it as they see fit. What's up, Andy? Good afternoon to you too, Team Underground. Let's go. Yeah, that's right. Let's go. All right, so let's build for DraftKings. Maybe while it's building, we could check out what Roth has to say. I didn't really look at it. I don't think this changes too much because everything's yellow. Let's see, St. Louis and the Mets, the wind's blowing out. Storm should stay north, but worth a quick pregame radar check. So there you go. Check the radar. I imagine that's what we're going to get at Pittsburgh too, because it's yellow. Scattered showers. Since we can't pinpoint storms, the precise. Yeah, okay. So nothing too much to worry about. Snow flurries in Colorado. So it's about the field being in decent shape, he says. Okay. That could help Mackenzie Gore, too, if it's freezing cold. Colorado, I mean, they're in Colorado, which is scary. But on the other hand, they're Colorado, which is pretty scary, too, and pretty good to pitch against. So we'll see. It looks like the ownership's pretty spread out, but well, maybe not. Crochet's getting quite a bit. We'll see. We'll see if we get to any of these White Sox on a smaller slate. When the ownership really concentrates, we see that SaberSim taking that leverage approach. I don't think it will on such a big slate, even with Crochet at 43%. I mean, he's got the nut matchup against the White Sox, although it is in Boston. But after that, ownership's pretty spread out. So let's see. Let's see if we're playing 150. Where we'd get to. Let's run. We've got the sim run for the relay throw, which is the flagship GPP. And let's take a look. Oh, we are getting a ton of the White Sox, 44% leverage off the chalky Crochet. Interesting. Are they a 5-man? Yeah, not as, I mean, we're getting a more as. our 3-mans and our 2-mans, we're getting some, but we still have 37%. I mean, how over leveraged to the White Sox do we want to be? It's a good hitting environment, but they're the White Sox. So I don't know. Let's take a look at what pitchers we're getting to. Not obviously, but we'll probably be a little under on Crochet. Let's see. Yeah. I am over leveraged to Skeens. I mean, hard to go wrong with Paul Skeens. Hunter Green is looking great. I just looked, he has the best stuff plus in baseball, and it wasn't even that close. He had it by it was like 122 or something. I think the next highest was like a 119 or 117. So he was really killing it. We're with the field on Crochet. Under on Gore in Colorado. Let's see, did we get to any of the Rockies stacks? Not really. So I don't know. I mean, I'm 150 lineups. I don't need this much White Sox. Let's say we cap it at 20%. Let's see. We'll keep the 7% of the 3-mans and 2-mans. I'm a little bit more comfortable with that. Let's see where we get to after that. Tons of Dodgers. I mean, do I want you can't go wrong with the Dodgers, but do I want 37% of any team? I don't know. I'm somewhat risk averse. Let's also see where our Crochet got to if we take out the White Sox. Yeah, now we've got him as our highest exposed pitcher, but we're still pretty spread out. I think I want to handle this with uniques. Let's see if we ask it for some more uniqueness here. Okay. Let's see what our stacks look like. Still 34%. Dodgers are awesome though, aren't they? In Texas, it's a pretty good place to hit. Not that Dodger Stadium is bad for home runs, but it's not the greatest. I think it's on par with Texas. Could actually look at that. Statcast park factors. These should be captured in the projections, but take a look. Texas, we don't know if the roof is open or closed. We probably should look into that, but just for our purposes, yeah, they're about even in terms of runs or in terms of park factor. Let's see in terms of home runs, which are so important for DFS. Yeah, Dodgers coming in third this year. Let's see, get a bigger sample size. Let's see last year how the park factors graded out. Dodgers, where are the Rangers? Higher than the Dodgers, although it depends on that roof being open or not. But I think I remember looking at this and that the Rangers park factor and home run factor was better with the roof open, but it was like very minimal. And then as far as home runs, it is probably a close to even a bit of a downgrade for the Dodgers. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm comfortable. I think I like the idea of being really spread out. So let's just cap it at 25%, 5-man Dodgers, and see what our portfolio looks like. So then we've got some Yankees, okay, in a good hitting environment in Tampa, in the minor league stadium. Some Seattle and Toronto. That's a big park upgrade for them. So I like that. They're priced probably like they're in Seattle, which is like the best pitcher's park, right? So yeah, Washington in Colorado, they're probably going to be popular. I'm under most likely on them, but still getting to some. I'm pretty comfortable with this now. Let's see what the pitching exposure looks like. Yeah, I'm still pretty spread out. I'm under on the Crochet chalk, just not leveraging as much with the White Sox. Still got a lot of leverage with them. Then I get to the Gore in Colorado. A little bit under the field, a little bit under on Skeens, but a good amount. Little over on green. Cool. I'm good with it. So yeah, if I were doing this right before lock, let's see how far down actually in our pool we go. If I was doing this, yeah, I mean, we're not far below our 150. We're still getting to very strong positive ROIs at our lowest lineup. If I was running this before lock, I'd send it off, and I'd be ready to go for DK. Let's run some FanDuel. This was the best. They have like the all-day slate, and then they had another, but they don't have they didn't have like a bigger size slate, I don't think, that started at noon Central. So let's just run it for this. I don't know exactly what to do with the salary. We'll take it down a little. And then let's switch to Goldie stuff for FanDuel and see how it looks. Does anyone out there want to do hockey? I want to, maybe we'll run some hockey lineups. I mean, the slate doesn't start till tonight. You got playoff hockey starting. I mean, this is tough. This is tough for a guy like me, who's basically a trust the Sims guy and a trust the projections guy and not a no pucker. So, playoff basketball, playoff hockey, the game kind of changes, and it leaves those, guys like me kind of behind, but still going to run a little bit. So we got our sim running. Let's see what our 150 max for the flagship on FanDuel is going to look like. Sort it. All right. The pitching here. All right, so very spread out. Crochet is going to be a little less owned on FanDuel. We're a little under the field, but he's still our highest exposed pitcher. Skeens, Baz, Gore, Green. A lot of good pitching on this slate. I'm not terribly worried about it. And then I've got, little amounts of shares of everyone. Some for the salary saving, not as much for the upside. Brandon Young, I don't even know who that is. Baltimore. Okay. Well, good organization. I'll keep my share of him, I guess. But let's see. Let's see in the stacks. Oh, we forgot to change stacks to only 4s. That's okay. I'm going to zero these out. No thanks. I don't have to do it this way. I can just uncheck. 4s. Okay. I don't want any of this nonsense. These are not, it's hard to believe these are, in the 3s maybe. It's hard to believe the 2-2-2s and the 2-2s and the nothing stacks are plus EV in the long run. I mean, I know sometimes they grade that way. I'd say I'm a trust the Sims guy, and then I don't quite do it, but let's see. Processing, this is slow today. There we go. All right. Stacks. Highest exposed on the Dodgers and the White Sox. Go figure. So I don't know. I'm playing both sites. Do I want my portfolio? I mean, do I want to get some exposure other places that are good spots maybe on FanDuel? I think so. I think I'm going to tell it, just give me 15 White Sox, 15 Dodgers, at most 15 Seattle, just so I get a little diversity between the two sites. Let me say this. You build a portfolio for one site, you build a portfolio for the other, and SaberSim has its way of understanding that you're playing multiple lineups, so it can do that, but it doesn't know between both sites, right? And your money is only in one portfolio. So, I like it. These are still my highest owned stacks, but then I'm spread out otherwise. I'm much more comfortable with that. Just not getting too overexposed. Let's, we could keep it at the 15 here. And then ask for some min uniques to get some diversity. Unable to meet exposures. Oh, okay. As I said, at least. Sorry. Okay. Let's get at least 10 of these, 10%. I think this should be viable now. Cross your fingers. Boom. Okay. Let's see how far down in our pool we're going already. Oh, we're too far. Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, so we don't want to take that much. I'm not comfortable going to my 3000s lineup in terms of ROI. Let's see how low we get. Where's my cursor? Still, in the thousands I'm okay with in baseball. It really wants these. I'm not taking that much. I'll take more Seattle. I'll take more Dodgers. I'm not taking more White Sox. I like the leverage play. Don't get me wrong. But how much do I need? Let's take these caps off, these mins off, and apply it. So these are the kind of iterations you could do to get your pool how you like it. There we go. Okay. Now I like it. Now let's just ask, let's say if we say 3 uniques, how low we get. And basically what I'm doing here is just trying to force in some diversity. Now, you could say, well, diversity is it's a risk tolerance thing in some respect, but it also just gets you to other places that may actually grade out better when things are flipped over, like if the field is not what we think it is. So 3 uniques, I go down to 219. Let's see 4 uniques, how far I have to dive in terms of ROI. Yeah, here we get the nice. Now I'm liking it. Okay. So here's what I would do on FanDuel for this slate. I'm ready to go. I'm high. My most exposure is to the Dodgers in Seattle, then the White Sox, but it's only 12%. I've got a lot of these teams on DraftKings too, so it's just the way I'm going to go today. And yeah, that's how I do it. That is, people ask all the time, who are you playing? That is who. Now, if you thought this was interesting and you want access to these tools, like, subscribe, check out TrueDFS.com. Give it a try. There's trials, but you may just want to dive in. And really, you could get SaberSim, Goldie's projections, Sheets' projections, the premium Discord, the pay dirt model for DFS and betting, all for like $20 more than it costs just buying it on its own. So a lot of cool stuff we're doing here that you can get access to for a really, really killer price, really great price. So let's see. I'm just going to do some hockey. I know it says baseball, but let's just combine it into one show. Only going to do DraftKings. We'll run it for the quote-unquote flagship, which they actually made a little bit better for tonight for the playoffs, despite there only being 2 games. I'm down for it. Make 2 changes to satisfy the rules. And let's build them. So highest total on the slate is Colorado, but that's not saying much. Winnipeg at a 2-9 after them. Dallas. I mean, you could play anyone here. I mean, boy, I'd venture a guess, knowing SaberSim, we're going to be getting to the Blues. I think the leverage, the low ownership on them is what's going to make sense. Say we're playing 20 lineups. Let's see how much Blues we get in the Sims. Now, by Saber score, see by Saber score on the small slate who we get to. And then it's not going to be the Blues. Then it's going to be like Winnipeg, probably Dallas. Stack exposure. No, mostly Colorado. Then Winnipeg. Then okay. And no Blues. So SaberScore says don't play the Blues. Let's sort by the Sims. Right? So what are we doing if we're playing a contest and we're looking at what the field is doing? And there's oh, yeah, okay. 75% Blues, 80% Colorado. Let's see what our stack types are. 5 2s, 4s, 6s. St. Louis, Colorado, and the onslaughts. Those are 5-man, 6-mans. Okay. So you get some of the lowest team and some of the highest team. If we're running 20 in the quote-unquote flagship. You know, this is what I do. It's a little tough, right? Because, you know, there's changes in playoff hockey that don't get reflected as well in the Sims because, you know, ice time, rotation, stuff like that. It's just like NBA playoffs. And I'm not a no puck guy. So, you know, I kind of have to trust these regardless. So, yeah, there we did some hockey. We did hockey. We did baseball. We looked at the weather. We got some park factors in. Figured out who we're playing. Looks like White Sox, Dodgers, Seattle. Got some Yankees, some Tampa. Garrett Crochet, our highest owned pitcher, but still under the field, really spread out on pitcher at both sites. So come join us. Check it out. Like and subscribe. Come in Discord. We're going to be talking about this probably all day, sweating our lineups. And I wish you good luck. That's it. I am out.